Right.
I'm not sure if I was still here.
No, it was me probably. All right. So Bozo is ordering his remaining 3 minions to try to climb onto our balloon while they still have time enough, I assume.
Yeah, while they're still at the height that they can do that. Yeah.
All right. Burtok will say to Raffin, yeah, fling your last dagger. See if you can nick one of those bastard goblins on the while you're at it. Raffin will be like, okay. And Raffin will try to fling his last dagger at that balloon. Fling. He will hit. What's my criteria again? I have to pick one.
On a 7 through 9, yeah, choose one.
I'm going. Okay, I'm going to just take what I can get, -1 plus 1d6. So I will roll first a 5 and then subtract off 1d6. Oops. So a 4 damage on the gondola. Seeing if I can puncture a new hole and speed the process of sinking back up.
Yep. You do.
Okay.
You put a new hole in the balloon of the attacking ship here, and it starts to piss gas faster. And yep, it will be sufficient that the scurrying goblins will not be able to get to your balloon before they sink low enough to not have an issue.
Okay. Gosh, I have thought, what if one of the goblin was just about to leap, and just as the second hole was punctured in the balloon, he leapt and made a grasp at the side of the airship, but I don't know if he actually did that. Trying to come up with like something kind of fun. Oops, sorry.
Actually, I kind of like that. Yeah. Okay. So, looking up, you can see that.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, looking up. No. Looking up, you can see that. I gotta retract.
Okay.
That's from the fog of war.
Ooh, that's weird. You're back? Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy here,
Mm-hmm.
and this one here, will have managed to get over and meet at the last moment before the balloon sinks out of, or the balloons.
Completely out of sight. So it's just Bozo and his last remaining guy that are like,
Yeah.
come back. Go on.
And he'll take out his hammer once more and wave it in aggravation at the party on the ship.
Okay. I just had an interesting idea, speaking of waving hammers at people. I wonder if this would work. No, it doesn't work. That would have been so cool.
What's that?
The thing I just dropped. It's supposed to be a GIF, yeah. And it doesn't animate it. That would have been awesome. If it played animated GIFs, I would be so happy. Because then you could have a waving hammer icon suddenly appear. He waves his hammer. Anyway, okay, yeah. You know, I'm seeing the as the balloon sinks, the whole thing goes down, 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 and then right before it disappears out of sight, it turns sideways like the Titanic and then just slides through the air halfway or something like that. I'm imagining it to be like a real ship where they go up and then slide into the water or something. But anyway. Well, it's a clown ship. I've got to kind of go all out with those. Anyway, okay. So the ship has disappeared. Burtok, still holding Raffin's short sword, will spot this goblin clambering down this ladder at him, or up this ladder at him, and will try to. This is a rope ladder, isn't it?
Yes.
Is this rope ladder holding our own canopy in place? So I have to be careful not to slash through the rope as I'm trying to hit this goblin. Oh, okay. Burtok, realizing this, will simply grab this rope, the rung of this rope ladder, and give it a mighty shake and try to dislodge the goblin clinging onto it.
Let's say that's a strength.
Okay, Burtok, strength. Come on, strength. Don't fail me now. 8.
Alright. The goblin is not going to fall off, but he is going to stop coming down. He'll have to cling to the rigging tightly and not move.
Oh, okay.
He won't fall off immediately.
All right.
Ivan will finally come what's the status of things still?
We sank Bozo's ship. We got 2 goblins that managed to get over before it happened. We're trying to take them out, but careful of these rope ladders. Where they're also holding our own canopy in place, so we can't exactly destroy those. But we need to.
I'm a good shot, boy.
We hope.
Let's see, is he a good shot? Who's gonna see the one goblin there clinging tightly to the rigging, and he'll try to shoot at it. With his dexterity.
Okay.
That Corey manages to he's going to move over this way to get a clear shot. And he hits the goblin. Doing 4 damage. Alright, so the goblin screams as the bolt from the crossbow pierces his stomach. But he gives a devious little cackle and starts to saw through the rope ladder below him. So, as far as the danger, this goblin here will take a flying leap and tackle him to the ground just after he gets his shot.
Alright. Does he do any sort of attack at that point?
No, it's just...
Or can I have Raffin do his stuff?
His what?
No, just anything.
Yeah, sure, Raffin can do something.
Okay. That's fine. Raffin, seeing this goblin at the front leap around the rigging and onto Ivan, will pull out his hand dagger and leap onto the back of the goblin and try to send the dagger straight down into this goblin's back. Nice. Even with a -1 to strength. Okay. And 4 damage on the front goblin.
Goblin will shriek, and it will be too painful for the goblin to retaliate against you.
Okay.
And blood will start to seep out of its back and onto its clothes.
But I don't kill it as such. Okay. Alright, that's all.
It does look injured.
Alright, cool. That's all I can do at that moment with him. Burtok, the goblin still on the rigging is the one sawing through, right? Okay. Burtok still has the short sword. And so he is going to aim carefully and try to stab the goblin through the rungs of the ladder. Hopefully not assisting the goblin in actually cutting through the rigging in the meantime. So I'm going to give him a hack and slash, but then I'm going to do a defy danger with dexterity, just to make sure that he dodges the rigging in the meantime.
Sounds good.
I do have +1 to defy danger due to my halfling size, so
Okay. Oh, cool. That's nice.
here is the hack and slash. So I do hit him. Here is the defy danger, which is a 7. I will flinch on that, just because I anticipate the sword sawing through one of the ropes, and I have to kind of adjust my angle halfway through the thrust. So it's an adjustment that takes extra time on my 7 defy danger. And then, darn it, I dealt 1 damage to the goblin. So all that work. And you still have to give me a worse outcome, or a hard bargain, or an ugly choice.
Wow, that was a lot at once. Okay. Okay. The worst outcome, unfortunately.
Ooh, I have an idea. If it was an ugly choice, Burtok would choose to run the goblin through and cut through the rope at the same time. Meaning he has to cut through the rope in order to get to the goblin, because he hesitated and adjusted his angle at too late of a moment. I don't know. Is that okay? And yet he still only dealt 1 damage to this goblin. So great, we've lost a rope.
Yep. So the goblin will manage to cling to the rope ladder above him as the bottom part gives way. Poor goblin. Who gets nipped by your sword. And yeah, you accidentally cut through the rope trying to get to the goblin.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Ivan's turn. Goblin's turn.
The goblin on top of Ivan will turn. Will turn onto Raffin, who just stabbed him.
Nice. Thank you. Okay.
Try to stab him back with his little dagger.
Okay. I don't actually have a parry. Do I? No, I don't. Parry is a D&D thing.
And little pig sticker dagger has 5 snarls and stabs him back. How do you like it being stabbed?
Darn. Does Raffin have any armor whatsoever? Yeah, he does. 1 armor. So he'll take 4. But he'll howl in pain and rage, and that's all for now because it's obviously not his turn.
Yeah. Do you want to do like an initiative system? Would that help?
It is. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I've been assuming. It's not necessary to bring in the turns counter. I mean, it's only 2 players and 3 mobs, and you're kind of rotating through the mobs at one point. So, if you want to like make your other goblin and Ivan do something, and then I'll take Raffin and Bertok, or heck, why not? Add turn. Add turn. Not the ladder. The goblin gets the turn. 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 So the monkey one is 3. This goblin is 1. Ivan is 2. Raffin is 4. And Bertok is 5. And then we'll sort by descending. No, we'll sort by ascending. Okay. And you just made him go, so we'll click through. I'll move that over there and shrink it down. And you can go ahead and click it through.
Ivan will toss aside his crossbow since he doesn't have necessarily time to reload it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And he will attempt to reignite his flame weapon.
Okay, he will take the time to stand up though, I would imagine, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then 8 is... When 8 succeeds, he will conjure up his flaming dagger, and I think he's done.
That's it? Okay.
As a move, yeah.
Okay.
The goblin that is looking pretty bloody and ragged, hanging from the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
The remainder of those ladders will kind of give a little, get some momentum going, and manage to leap onto. Or leap onto the top.
Oh, okay.
Places. And we'll try to bash him on the head with that stick he's carrying.
Okay. Alright, with his armor it's just -4. We'll send him to the back. -4. Bartok will yell, and kind of his helmet will kind of cock to the side, he'll sort of topple, kind of wobble on his feet, and kind of grapple at the goblin. Meanwhile, Raffin, still engaging the first one up at the front, will retaliate from his own knife stab by running through and trying to give the goblin a nice belly, a nice run through the belly. "That's how much I like it," he yells. Raffin, strength, straight up attack. He misses.
I'm gonna look up one thing
Sure.
while we do this. Because I think that if a weapon has like is small or has finesse add, that you can use dexterity.
Right. Thing is,
Yeah.
I believe Burtok has some of that. Like his flail is versatile, meaning he can use it at hand range. It is also it has hooks and spikes, so it adds 1 damage, that kind of thing. But I don't believe Raffin's dagger is a fancy dagger or something like that, or a lightweight dagger. It's just a straight up dagger.
Alright.
Yeah,
Then,
just
then the next. Okay. Alright.
he did throw away his throwing dagger, so I need to bring that to 0.
The goblin is going to.
Oops, I just closed the turn order screen. Burtok. Let me go ahead and make Burtok do something first.
Okay.
Being underneath this goblin, he is going to try to lash out, and not being able with the sword that he took from Raffin, because he's at close range, not hand to hand. He will bring his. Wait a sec. Let me just check his character sheet, because I think he's got some cool stuff on his flail. It is close range. It's close range by default. So he is going to try to wrap this thing around the back of the goblin's neck, and maybe hit it in the back of the head, and maybe snag it with the hooks coming out of the skull type pendulum thing.
Okay.
He does what he can, basically. Burtok, strength. Yay! And he will +1 to damage, which is +1 on top of that. So 3 damage to this goblin on top of him.
The goblin. The goblin will give you on a 9. The goblin will give you one last hit with his juggling pin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
But all the damage that he has sustained, including the damage,
Yes.
there will cause him to expire, and he will collapse back onto you.
Okay.
Like this.
All right. And being kind of goblin sized himself, Burtok will fall over from the weight of the thing. Yeah, there is no fallen icon. Oh well. That's alright. I was thinking I could mark him as fallen down. Anyway, okay. So, one goblin down, rope ladder down.
The single remaining goblin will realize that its chances of winning now with three of you against him will realize that there isn't much of a chance anymore, and he will kind of blubber pathetically and try to surrender to you guys.
Oh man, I was hoping he'd like go base jumping off the side of the ship and then pull a little ripcord and have a little parachute with a clown face on the top of it as it goes floating away.
Oh, that would be so funny.
You can still do it.
Okay. I did have an idea of them having parachutes. He will realize that the tides have turned against him, and he will stand up on the railing here,
And
jump off,
and Burtock's like, no, don't do it. You have so much to live. Oh, he has a parachute. Never mind.
yeah, he'll give him a tug on his backpack, and a smallish parachute will pop out. And he will say, so long, suckers. And he'll drift away.
Burtock's gonna pick up that juggling pin that fell to the into the bow of the ship when the rope was cut, and he'll kind of fling it after the goblin, not expecting exactly to hit, but he'll throw it in nonetheless and miss. It'll go flying, tumbling, and the goblin will laugh gleefully as it just flails, wings by. Miss me! Ha ha!
I'll get you yet.
Need a break? We have been going 2 hours on this thing.
Yeah, it has been about. Yeah, I'm good to pause if you are.
Yeah, I am. We made good progress.
Yeah.
And we still have a talking book with lots of information. We still have a talking book with lots of information. And a clown with a hammer that has presumably survived.
Yeah.
Just to be nice, do you think the goblins that were thrown off the balloon originally survived because they too had parachutes?
That seems logical. Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't want to just like rack up all this experience for having killed off like 5 goblins all at once by sinking a balloon. Another thought Bozo's hot air balloon. Could it have been like a bunch of little helium balloons pulling the basket along? Like a giant bundle of helium balloons? Yeah, exactly. And Raffin's daggers just popped like 5 of them. And I'm just thinking of amendments to the actual canon of the story in retrospect. Just thinking of that.
You know, I consider that little balloons like that would exist,
I mean, given that he's a clown, but it's up to you.
yeah, he's a medieval.
Okay. Tiny leather balloons with little ropes on the outsides of them. He invented the handheld balloon. And they all have little gas levers that he was trying to pull on frantically. These little jets of little things.
If we do that, though, then I would imagine that he, in a desperate bid to get the ownership, would have cut off some of them, grabbed on, and started to drift over this way.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Towards the guys.
right. Yeah, we'll probably leave it as it is. One big balloon, and that'll be good. It can be gaudily painted though, because that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Those are the magnificent.
Yes. Kind of like a big Krusty the Clown face with the green hair coming off the sides. Extra pouches on the sides to inflate the hair portion. So it won't be a round canopy, it'll be oblong with kind of bulbous, weird looking. Yeah, I like this. I'm terrible at illustrations, but I can see it in my head very vividly. Oh.
Alright, so what do you get how many failures there this time?
Honestly, I think just one.
Well, there's the 2 unders there that you just did. The top.
Oh, true. You don't have to count the juggling pin one though. That was more of a cosmetic addition rather than.
Okay.
And the only other one was.
There's a 6 on dexterity.
But he added one to that because he has.
Oh, that was over 5 damage. Okay.
Yeah. Because of his size, I think. Yeah, that was the stab through the thing.
Okay. Alright, I guess we was my favorite.
I rolled a 5 on something. Right there. That was,
That was Raffin.
yeah, Raffin tried to make a stab at the goblin
Yeah.
and missed. So Raffin has 1 failed roll. Bombs?
Yeah, I'm going through the end of section first.
Ah, got it.
Um,
I did just, I hope I did just resolve a bond, actually. And that
okay.
being, as the goblin jumped on Ivan, Raffin turned and tried to distract the goblin or take out the goblin, and was successful. And so that would actually resolve my bond with Ivan for Raffin, being Ivan recovered me and protected me from certain retribution, and I owe him for that.
Okay.
So I would call Raffin's bond with Ivan completed,
Awesome.
and I will empty that.
Just one for that one for and Ivan obviously agrees because Ivan is me.
Yes.
I think Burntop has a alignment that we resolve.
Okay.
If you award the opponent.
Bertok, right. So he's up at 7 for that. And and then as for actual kills,
There is unfortunately, I think kind of only a maximum of 5 experience you can get per session.
oh, that's good to know.
I don't think you technically get experience for every thing you kill.
Oh, interesting.
Which there's really only there's only 125 experience
Total.
that I ever.
Right, right.
So it kind of
If you killed 125 spiders in a cave, suddenly you could have beaten the game or something.
right, yeah.
So as for
Mechanism too.
yeah, so rewarding the player who made any sort of kill gets 1 experience, which is Bertok, right? Because he made the killing blow on the first goblin.
You know, it says everyone marked as true you overcame a notable monster range.
Okay.
So I think everyone can say who have warded off those equals to group of
Okay. So that would. So okay. So I would call Raffin +3. I would call Bertok +2. And Ivan at least +1, right?
Yeah. You know, there's one more thing. The journal,
Yes.
I think, would be a memorable treasure.
When you level, do you reset your experience to 1 or 0? Okay, that's perfect. Because Raffin has leveled, and Raffin was the one that discovered a journal, so he will +1 to journal, I believe, if that's correct. Since Ivan was the one that inquired about the journal, would he also get 1 for the journal? or?
Yes. Again, like the overcome another monster, I think everybody gets experience if the group meets a memorable treasure.
Okay.
I don't know how that applies to person objects.
Hmm. See, I wouldn't call it a memorable treasure to the group. It would be a memorable treasure to one person. But I don't
So
know.
let's say to Bertok and to
Um,
hypothetically.
Bertok didn't have anything to do about the journal. It was Ivan and Raffin that were asking about it. So, okay, Ivan takes one more. So he's 3 experience. Bertok is at 0 experience level 3. And I think that's it, as far as I can tell. Oh, and the grappling hook is thrown over the side. Cool. Yeah, I need to look up fighter and thief character sheets again, because I have people to level up. Which is Google Drive, Dungeon World play sheets. Wish the PDF had bookmarks. Barbarian. Druid, fighter, okay. Thinking, because threats of violence, that would be better. Ivan's advanced move is Interrogator. When you parley, you may use strength instead of charisma, and it's parley with using threats of violence. Since he's kind of like always threatening. I want to add Merciless to Bertok's repertoire. Silhouettes, which is plus 1d4 to damage. Try and make him as effective as possible. As for Raffin, Paladin, Ranger, Thief. What did he pick the last time? Oh. He picked Brewer, so he can create 3 doses of any poison. Wealth and taste, make a show of flash near possessions. That looks fun. Wealth and taste, make a show of flashing around your most valuable possession, and someone present will have to try to obtain it or one like it. That sounds like it'd be a fun dynamic, but it's not something he would do. So I will cheap shot. Yeah, I don't know if I have a precise weapon. Is the thing. I have no. It's a hand weapon. Oh, yeah, it is. And Bertok hands Raffin his sword back, just as an aside. But I am thinking that shoot, I'm kind of buffing Raffin up on poisons more than other things right now.
Okay.
So I'm kind of stuck between Poison Master and Connections, actually.
Connection sounds useful.
It does sound useful. I already have Brewer.
Did you take Brewer last time?
Yes, I did. And I need to keep that in mind, because obviously making more of something would be cool. But of course, it's any poison that you've used before, which, oh boy, I only have one poison, and it's convincing someone that I'm trustworthy, which is the golden root. But if I could learn more, that would be really cool. But that will require finding more and then using them. So maybe if we sit down and shop somewhere, we can eventually get him to learn more. Even complex poisons with a pinprick. That's not dangerous for you to use to your weapon. It's touch instead of applied. Golden root is applied. The target treats the next creature they see as a trusted ally. So any touch type poison will be applied instead, or rather the other way around. Any applied type poison is touched instead. I'm not going to pick Envenom. I do want to use Poison Master though. After you've used. Even then it doesn't seem too useful. Unless he wanted to pull out I've poisoned both cups, I just grew a immunity to whatever poison. Yeah. Well, yeah, very, but he might find an excuse to break that line out at some point. Alright, Poison Master it is. And then maybe next time he'll do Underbelly, or whatever that one was, Connections. Yeah, I'm good. And I assume we're taking a rest, and so...
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the engines finally fixed.
And I assume half health is restored on everybody. Or half max health is restored on everybody. Which means I max out Raffin. I'm 23 divided by 2 is 11. So 25. So I max out Burtok. Perfect. And Ivan, I don't know. Ivan is also maxed out because he was only down by 2. All right. Cool.